Hi, it's Colin Coward. I started The Volume to bring you some of the most authentic voices in sports. While you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks.
Okay, back at it again for another week. Well, really, it's the lead up to the big week of Augusta. But we'll start with the Valero Texas Open. But before we dive into the Valero Texas Open, I have to get Mr. Golf, Jason Sobel, every week, Monday through Wednesday, Sirius XM, 2 to 4 Eastern, Links and Locks Podcast, Action Network. You can find his previews on Twitter. Get on it because it's previews for every week, and coming up in a big week is going to be massive. But we have to start with the young man who once played at Stanford University, who's went on to win a lot of tournaments. The cat, Eldrick Tiger Woods. As of recording this, his plane's already touched down. Hell, he might even be on property. Let's start. Do you expect him to play at Augusta next week, Jason?
Hello, John. Why don't we get right into it? I will say I tweeted out the fact that it speaks volumes that Scottie Scheffler won the other day, became number one in the world for the first time. He didn't trend on Twitter. Tiger Woods essentially took a plane ride. He didn't speak. He didn't commit to the Masters field. He took a plane ride, and he is trending all over the place today, and for good reason. We all understand why. And yes, if you're going to give me even money right now, I will absolutely bet that Tiger Woods is going to play next week. He's not taking a plane ride to Augusta simply because he wants a sweet tea and a pimento cheese sandwich in the Augusta National Clubhouse. That's not how this works. He's going up there to see if he can walk this golf course, to see if he can play this golf course, to ensure that he's not going to embarrass himself when he plays in the Masters next week. But yeah, I have every reason to believe that he is going up there with every thought of, I'm going to give it a go. For the first time in 17 months, I'm going to play an individual competitive event. And John, I think he's going to play pretty well if he does too.
Okay, well, he's going to be very popular to gamble on. Betting him to win outright feels a little extreme, but as we've learned before, you can never discount him. What do you think is a credible bet, whether it's a top 10, top 20, top 5, whatever, that you would feel pretty good about going in when he tees it off on Thursday?
I'm actually writing up my preview content already, and I have him down, and granted, it's contingent on him playing, but I have him down for a top 40 right now. And that's a very conservative play. I get that. In the history of golf prognostication writing, there's never been anyone in my industry who said, yeah, I like Tiger for a top 40. I mean, back in the day, it would have been minus 10,000 for Tiger Woods to finish in the top 40. It would have been a ridiculous bet. And yet now you look at it and you say, okay, well, that's fair. And the reason I say top 40 is because in 21 career professional starts at Augusta National, Tiger has never finished outside the top 40. So that's at least where I'm starting things. If indeed he does play, he looks pretty good. I'm going to have him in my final Masters ranking, which I'll have at the Action Network early next week. Of the 90-something player field, he'll probably be somewhere 20 to 25 on my ranking, which is, hey, look, that's amazing for a guy who nearly died in a car accident just over a year ago. Still pales a little bit in comparison to where we've seen Tiger in the past at the Masters, but I don't think anyone would be disappointed from something inside the top 25 from Tiger next week.
Well, I think it's fair to say that of all the people listening to this right now, including myself, there might not be one person who has ever stepped inside the gates at Augusta. You've been there. Why? Because on clearly television doesn't do it justice. How hilly is it? I mean, we hear a lot about it, but when you're out there, is it, you've been to all these courses, all these major courses. I mean, is it right up there with any in terms of the undulation of the actual course?
Yeah, it's up there with just about all of them. Very undulated, elevated golf course. It's hilly, and it's less about walking up and down those hills, and it's more about trying to hit off a little downhill lie, a little uphill lie, a little side hill lie. And for Tiger, I'm guessing that when he gets to Augusta National, it might be happening as you and I are speaking right now, him out on the golf course. It's not just, well, I'm going to walk down the fairways and I'm going to hit some shots and I'm going to see how I feel. It's, hey, I'm going to take a ball and I'm going to put it with, a lie that's 4 inches below my feet and see how it feels when I try to hit that shot. I'm going to put it, 4 inches above my feet. I'm going to take a side. He's going to try to figure out how he can hit the ball with each of these lies, what feels okay to him, what doesn't. The one thing we do know about Tiger, John, is that I don't think pain is going to be a factor. I think Tiger does a pretty good job of just blocking out that pain, of compartmentalizing and keeping that in the back of his mind and not even worrying about it. This guy won the 2008 US Open, remember, on essentially one leg. He had a torn ACL. He had multiple leg fractures. If he can do that, he can play with this. So I think it's more about, can I physically go walk the golf course, and technically, can my swing hold up under these high pressure situations, more so than just, it might hurt. I don't want to go out there if it's going to hurt. I don't think he's worried about that.